Would an enrolled agent be able to understand the foundation structure with in regards to making a personal donation to the foundation all the time? Accountants, enrolled agents, CPAs, they all get it. And look, we don't say that we fall under anything within the IRS code. References to look at 501A, 508C1A, different things like that. But also when you're looking at the words on the IRS website, like the word private foundations, like 2 words, that doesn't necessarily mean unregistered private foundation. So we often make an assumption that they're speaking about the same words and word play that we are speaking about within respect to the creation of a set of documents in the private side. So an unregistered anything is completely out of the jurisdiction of the IRS. An unregistered anything is completely out of the jurisdiction of the IRS. You will never see SSM or those types of words on an indictment or a warrant, because there is no jurisdiction over it. They will say, and other entities, blah, 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 but they will never name them because they're not registered with the Secretary of State. They're not registered with the local county recorders doing business as, or what have you. So you don't have to worry necessarily about what kind of an entity the IRS exemption that we're falling under. Like I said, 508C1A, that is a private church, private foundation, private trust, if you will. And this is why we as a ministry, we get you to write a statement of faith. If you can't write a statement of faith because you don't have faith, that's not my problem. We do a private trust for you. But I do want the people that don't believe in God to first understand that, you did not go from the goo to the zoo to you. So that's asinine to think that there is none. That's just my opinion. And if you're going to be involved in this ministry or being part of it, you're going to understand just how much God is involved in man's law, and just how much God is involved in the Declaration of Independence, and just what a State of the Union citizen actually means. It means you are a child of God, free from man's jurisdiction, and saying God is king. He's sovereign. He is the ruler of this nation. He is the ruler of this world, because that's what the Declaration of Independence says. So off topic a little bit, but I want you to get used to, when you're coming into this ministry and getting your head wrapped around, what do you have as a state citizen? It's the protections of God. It's the protections of law, realizing that you are direct under God, and you're self-governed, and they can't do anything about it. So we ask people for a statement of faith, and we create private churches, and they're unregistered churches. They don't fall under 508C1A, but if somebody wanted to be able to do a drop down on a bank account and say what kind of structure this was, that's what you put. You need to put private membership association. You don't put tax exempt. You don't put 501c3. You don't put nonprofit. It's just exempt. Okay. So the terms and the terminology will not be exempt. It'd be private membership association. When you're applying for accounts, bank accounts, trading accounts, whatever, maybe it might be a private trust under a trading account or whatever. But to answer your direct question, all enrolled agents, CPAs, accountants, they know it's nothing more than you on the private side making a donation receipt for your registered organization on the public side, meaning your all caps name you. And that's an important thing to understand. So it's get used to that, understand that we have these benefits. They created these systems for themselves. We're just piggybacking on what God's allowed for us to do, number one, and there's systems that acknowledge what God's allowed to do and what God did on the cross, and what we're able to do through these private foundations, which is make anything and everything belong to Yeshua, where we are the fiduciary and the trustee, if you will, or the executive director, if you will, and Yeshua is the beneficiary, God is the grantor. Really, that's what a church is. That's what a foundation is. Own nothing, control everything. We can't claim things here on this earth, and that's why we fail for lack of knowledge. Is we're saying, I own it, I'm putting it in my registered organization name, my birth certificate name, and we think that's us. Let me explain one thing to you. I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna explain